Well, the Eagles have made some moves at wide receiver, including signing a brand new wide receiver and activating Devon Allen. We have another update on the Eagles linebacker situation, including a Nakobe Dean injury report update, and Reed Blankenship, he's turning heads at Eagles camp, picking off the number 3 player in the National Football League as voted on by his peers. And Thomas Mott, this is Thomas Mott Show. What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here. Welcome into a dark Thomas Mott show. Before we jump into stuff, quickly, the reason it looks like this is my power's been out for like the past 24 hours, and they're fixing it right now. Bad weather here in Atlanta, but everything that's running on battery allows me to film except for my lights. So we're not gonna do a lot of me in terms of being on camera, a lot of me talking on camera today. Nonetheless, let's jump into what's happening with the Philadelphia Eagles. Starting with Brian Johnson, he met with the media earlier today, and he had one really interesting point that I wanna bring up before we get into the injury report, and that is that he will start off calling plays from the sideline. Said he's previously done both, sideline and from the booth. His predecessor, Shane Steichen, called from the sideline. Johnson cited communication as a primary reason for this choice. Now, this is a minor thing. However, it is worth noting that Brian Johnson being on the sideline, I think, is a better look than being up in the press box or being up in the coach's box and looking down on the football field. I like my offensive coordinators to react and interact directly with the offense every single time they come off the football field. Not that it makes a massive difference, but worth noting, we were unsure Brian Johnson will be coaching from the sideline in 2023. Now, over here to the latest signing by the Philadelphia Eagles. They've signed wide receiver Johnny King to a deal. He's 6'5", 209 pounds, and previously worked out with the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the whole reason that this happened is, well, he was waived by the Colts this past week, and he's a free agent from Southeast Missouri State. So not a name you're going to recognize or a player that you're going to recognize, but Philadelphia wanted to bring him on to add some more depth at wide receiver. They're also getting Devon Allen back, the superstar track athlete who everyone hopes will eventually turn into Tyreek Hill, despite the fact that he probably never will turn into Tyreek Hill. Still, he is actually out there, or was actually out there today during their padded practice, and was getting some reps at wide receiver. Now, they make room in terms of for Johnny King by releasing Okafor, I always mess up his last name, the offensive tackle Chim Okafor, and the tackle Trevor Reed as well. That's how they were able to activate Devon Allen to the active roster and then sign Johnny King. Johnny King was not out at practice today. He should be back out there tomorrow during their closed practice, but Devon Allen, as mentioned, was out there. Okay, over here to the injury report for Philadelphia. Again, Deon Cain did not practice today, neither did Patrick Johnson or Nakobe Dean, although he was spotted in the video you're seeing right now on your screen at practice, just no pads and no helmets. So the ankle injury continues to be a day-to-day situation. Nick Sirianni spoke on the fact that he's getting closer and closer to coming back. My question is he going to be practicing at all this week? Could he play in Saturday's preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens? Probably not, because the fact that he still is, not practicing here on a Tuesday, but an update there nonetheless. Devon Allen, again, activated but limited with the calf, and James Bradbury was limited with a groin injury today, but did get some reps with the first team a couple of times. Now, who also got reps with the first team? How about Myles Jack? First day, first team reps already. He was out there alongside Christian Ellis for a couple of first team series in both 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. Is that an indication of things to come? Not sure, but we do know without Nakobe Dean, they've been rotating people around. And the fact that Myles Jack got first team reps already is something to definitely keep an eye on here. If you're wondering about the other linebacker Philadelphia signed, Zach Cunningham and Sean Bradley were both on second team linebacker duties today, which kind of wonders where's Nicholas Morrow and where exactly is he fitting into this whole situation. I've been a big Nicholas Morrow, I think, fan and proponent almost the entire Eagles offseason, and yet he's not moving up the depth chart. Should be getting first team reps, and the fact that someone who has not been on the entire roster until today, essentially, in Myles Jack getting reps ahead of him, not a good look for one, really free agent to be potential if he gets cut, linebacker and Nicholas Morrow. And somebody who was impressing today and has been impressing the past couple of days is Joseph Ngata. The wide receiver continues to be the most impressive from the non-roster locks. Interesting to see what the Eagles do with him, end quote. Now, they're only going to carry 5 wide receivers. We talked about this many, many times. Quez Watkins, Lamade Zaccheaus, they're both locks to be wide receiver 3 and 4. 5 is probably Britton Covey, and Ngata is either going to be their safe practice squad that they protect every single week, or if they really want to keep 6, they could slide him up there if he has an insane preseason. His best chance to make this roster is to make plays and have more than 3 catches for 25 yards in his first preseason game. Go out there, catch 6 or 7 balls, get close to 80 yards and a touchdown, and Ngata will have a much higher chance of not only making this roster, but if he doesn't make the roster, potentially make other rosters around the National Football League. He has been very, very good, and it's definitely been someone to keep an eye on, at least over the past couple of practices, because people keep saying he's turning heads, and looks like he is the best overall non-lock wide receiver on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, speaking of other people getting first-team reps, Kelee Ringo got some first-team reps in 7-on-7s. He's, of course, staying in for James Bradberry, which is interesting. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to take Bradberry's slot because Bradberry has been limited or out with his injury over the past couple of days. But worth noting, over guys like Zach McPherson, over guys like Josh Jobe, Ringo getting that outside cornerback reps just goes to show that he is officially an outside cornerback. They're not going to try to hybrid him to be a safety or move him around to go ahead and be a slot guy like some people in the comment section wanted to go ahead and suggest. But Ringo was getting first-team reps today, and that is also noteworthy as well. Perhaps the one player we talked about a little bit, but not given a lot of praise to of the entire Eagle training camp so far is Blankenship, and he had the second interception of Jalen Hurts throughout the entire training camp season so far for the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a really bad deep throw. It was underthrown by Jalen Hurts, and Blankenship made a diving interception. Good play by him. Congrats, and obviously great work by Blankenship just to hold on to the first-team starting safety spot basically the entire training camp. He's been the one starting safety who's not mixed in with Justin Evans or mixed in with Terrell Edmonds or been swapped for Sidney Brown at a time. It's always been the ghost in Blankenship, and he pays off a little bit today by getting that first interception of Jalen Hurts by anyone in the secondary from a safety position. Now, speaking of Jalen Hurts, as you may have known, was voted as the number 3 player in the entire National Football League last year, as voted on by his peers during the NFL Top 100 final reveal list. He was only behind Justin Jefferson, number 2, and Patrick Mahomes there at number 1. That goes to show that there were a bunch of Eagles who made the top 100 list. Devontae Smith at 100, Darius Slay 65, Hassan Reddick 48, Lane Johnson 41, Jason Kelce 37, A.J. Brown 22, and there's Jalen Hurts at number 3. However, A.J. Brown is excited for him, but also says, it's not a big deal.
Friend, I'm extremely proud of what he's accomplished this past season. But as a teammate, I think nobody cares. And he doesn't care either, and that's okay. Because we know we want to achieve. Like, we're not in it for individual goals, but only team goals. So we're excited for him with all the recognition he gets and everything. But just like him, we're trying to stay focused on the task at hand.
I love that. Happy for you. But as a teammate, and as Jalen Hurts himself, he doesn't care. I mean, last year is last year, and they failed to win the ultimate prize, and that would have been the ultimate goal for Jalen Hurts going into 2022. Now in 2023, his goal is not to be the number 1 player as voted on by his peers in the National Football League. His goal is to win a Super Bowl, and I think he's really, really going to try to do his best to do that. But at least you can admit it's nice to get some recognition. For everyone who was doubting Jalen Hurts, including myself 2 years ago, could barely move the football through the air against Tampa Bay in that wild card loss to Tom Brady. You kind of went, can he take that next step? Well, he did. He took one of the greatest steps in the history of the National Football League from one quarterback year to another, and now he has an opportunity this season to go even further and solidify himself as maybe the best quarterback in the National Football League, maybe number 2 behind Jalen Hurts, or behind Patrick Mahomes, by going out there and winning a Super Bowl. So super excited to see that, and very, very, very proud of Jalen Hurts. Thumbs up for him getting ranked inside the top 5 and being ahead of guys like Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. That's very impressive. It goes to show that it's not just us Eagle fans who are impressed. It's the rest of the National Football League that's very, very impressed by his abilities out there as well. Okay, plenty more stuff happening over the next couple of days and weeks, including hopefully having some lights back. It'll be back later on today. I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll have the lights back tomorrow for our Wednesday show, and our Wednesday Link Live, myself and Josh Davis are going to be live at 7 p.m. tomorrow, as we always are, to go ahead and break down everything happening with the Philadelphia Eagles and a whole lot more. Sure hit that subscribe button. Join over 16,000 people here on the channel as we keep growing. I'm Thomas Mott. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.